This is The Spot, a BYU-Idaho radio production where we talk about what you talk about at BYU-Idaho. Today we are here with
Austin Pace,
Rachel Pace,
Walker Flint,
and Abigale Maxfield. And today we're here with Rachel again, and we brought her husband Austin on so that they can talk to us more about budgeting. We talked at the end of the last episode about maybe we should do a part 2, and then we just decided to do one. So here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, and Grace is gone today, which is sad, but we have Walker joining us, which is super exciting.
It'll be fun. So I need to learn more about finances.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you do, Walker.
Yes, I do, Austin.
Yeah, so we're excited. And so we thought that it might be fun for us to go through and do a practice budget today with Rachel, our resident expert.
Resident expert. You guys flatter me. Yeah, so we'll kind of just pretend, not really pretend, that we're a BYU-Idaho student going to 2 semesters a year, working in the summer, or whatever your off track is. And we'll kind of just walk through what are the expenses, how much you can make, and how you can move through college and kind of get a little more, how do we say this?
Be better.
No, not be better. But have a bit more financial security, a bit more peace about where your money's going.
About
and
not going broke.
And that you can probably eat a bit more than ramen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think something that was talked about
I
in
eat pasta and beans every night. No,
Beans and rice and beans.
Something that was talked about last episode was I was in it, but I was listening, of course. I listened to The Spot. But it was talking about how there's just this mindset of I don't have enough money to do this, or this. Mm-hmm. When in reality, when you set it up correctly, and I've learned this thanks to my beautiful wife, because I was that person and I was off with my money. But understanding how and where to put your money, you realize how much you actually can do. Mm-hmm. I think that's what I've learned a lot, is that you can do a lot of stuff with your money if you put it in the right places.
Exactly. And a budget, it's a plan for every dollar that you expect to come in. You're giving each dollar a job so that you know where it's going, and you really can make the most out of the money you have while you're here at college in kind of the survival mode time.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So let's think about this. Let's start with, anyone that wants to make your own budget, really all you need is 3 columns, just a category column, an expected column where it's I think I'm going to spend $300 on groceries, and then an actual column so you can follow along with where you're at during the month. I've spent $200 out of $300 on groceries, for example. So we'll start with income. Let's think about the average BYU-Idaho student here. Let's say they have a campus job making $13 an hour.
Okay.
Maybe it's off campus, but we'll go with on campus. $13 an hour, you can work 20 hours a week, and that gets you $10.40 a month. So next to income, you'd write $10.40 for your month. And then you would think about what other kinds of sources of income do you have? Maybe you have interest from a savings account. Maybe you're living off of your savings right now. Maybe you're taking a bit of savings, $200 a month from that.
Would that be plasma as well?
Yes, this is where you would write plasma if you donate plasma. This is where you would write scholarship money if you get that. This is where you would write babysitting money, tutoring money, anything that you're getting, cash off the street, the income you expect, the cash you think you're going to pick up in the month. You'll list it here. So let's see, does our college student have any other income?
I'd say most people donate plasma.
Yeah. A lot of people do.
Okay, let's write plasma.
And that goes on the category.
Yes, plasma is a category. How much do we expect they're making from that? We got good old Griffles down the street.
It's a couple $100 a week, right?
Well,
yeah, so
is everyone consistent,
depends on how
though?
often, if you're actually going twice a week.
Yeah, if you go twice a week, it's $105 at Griffles. Mm-hmm. So
that per in total?
In total for a week. Yeah. Your first day is 35, and then the second day is 70.
Right,
so you do go the second week or the second day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say our average student here goes 2 times a week, 2 weeks a month. Not super consistent, but on average making $210? Does that sound good?
Yeah, sure.
I think that sounds good.
Throw that in there.
Especially because somebody might only go once a week and then once the next week instead of twice. Or, I don't know. But yeah.
Okay. That's probably it for our average student, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
would say
next we would start counting up our expenses. And when we're doing a monthly budget, we really want to like think about like how can we break up these bigger expenses that we have in college, like tuition, rent, all of that. How can we break that up into a monthly number so that our budget can account for it coming in and out of our bank account? So let's start with rent, a roof over our head. The average rent here, maybe $1,300 a semester. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah, I would say 13 is probably a good like midpoint.
Yeah, because you can go lower.
Spring it can go
higher.
lower,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
as low as 900, somewhere in there.
I paid when I guess it's changed since I've been married, but when I was at bunkhouse, and a lot of places they have, if you stick with that one housing, they like
Like if you sign 2
They give
semesters
you-
back to back, they give you
Yeah.
like $100 off.
So I was
Yeah.
paying like at bunkhouse, I was like $800 a semester when I was there, which
Oh,
was
nice.
great because I was a returner. It was,
Okay,
yeah.
so there's
Yeah.
some ways to be pretty frugal
Yeah,
living
definitely.
around here. Let's say 1,300 for that, and if we average that,
because that's for 3 months of living. 1,300 for
3 months. But instead of splitting it into 3 months, we'll think like that you're working all year long, and we'll take 2 semesters of rent, so 1,300 times 2, and then we'll divide it by 12 months in a year to see like what's the average cost
That you'd have to set aside.
that you
each
set
month.
aside each month so that you know you can pay for rent.
That's smart because then you're thinking about it like long term instead of, and like it doesn't feel as much of like a big amount you're withdrawing. You're like, oh, I've been putting like X amount every month. And so then I can like, I've been planning for this.
Yeah, you're planning for it. You're expecting the
Yeah.
expense, so it's
Yeah.
not like, frick, I have to pay rent. Crap.
Yeah.
I'm
How do I get
screwed."
this out of nowhere and
Yeah.
ask my
Yeah.
mom? I don't know.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, when you can plan ahead, like take a little bit, in this case, $220 a month across the whole year, that can pay for your rent for 2 semesters, which
Okay.
it's not too big of a pill to swallow to put a roof over your head in college.
And if you think about it, if you're going to, I'm looking at plasma right here. You can even think of it in that way. Plasma's $210 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So you could even think about it as all my plasma money is going to go to
My rent. Like
my
that's,
my rent for the next 2 semesters.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So
Which would be incentivize you because then you're like, no, I have to go. Otherwise I can't pay rent.
Yeah.
oh man. Okay. Next, I would think about, so we have roof, like a rent roof. Utilities are normally included in that around these
Typically, yeah.
parts.
In
typically.
all approved housing, they're included.
Okay, wonderful. So that's out of our hands. Next, let's think tuition, because that's another one that we'll need to average. So tuition, we'll say it's about $2,400 a month,
A semester.
and some change. And again, we'll multiply that for 2 semesters and divide it by 12 months, and that gets us $400 a month for tuition. And so like each month, the whole year you're working, you're setting aside $400 a month into like a savings account for school. When the tuition deadline comes up, you just push it on over and you save up for the next tuition date. Okay. Awesome. Next is food. Okay. Food we can break into 2 categories. Maybe even 3. We'll think about this. So like hear me out. Groceries and then eating out like with friends and all that.
Yeah.
And
Like
then
a
I don't know.
social food budget.
And then we can have a separate one for dating, I guess, like going on dates, because that's its own kind of food category. Never did I think I'd spend so much on ice cream, but but I guess we can plan for that too. So let's think groceries first. What do you guys think is like, I don't know, the frugal side of groceries and the expensive side? What do we think?
This is like, I have no concept of this because I've never I haven't bought just for myself in a really long time. Like my
Yeah.
husband and I dated for 3 years before we got married. And so we were always buying groceries together and splitting the cost. And so I just buying for one person, like as a single student, like I just don't remember. Like,
I'm trying to think of what
So-
I did.
yeah, I'm like, I just don't recall. And sometimes we would even buy for like 3 people and somebody else would split with us or
Yeah.
like, anyways, one of my
I mean, that's
roommates-
kind of how we did it on the mission as well. We kind of just like split the cost
All
of
the
everything.
costs.
How do you do it now?
Would you say the average student is splitting groceries with their roommates
I would
at all?
I
Have you
I
guys seen
wouldn't
that?
say
I
that.
did.
I
That's
will-
all I did with,
I never-
especially like with a Costco card. I had a Costco and Sam's Club membership, so me and my roommates we'd be like, all right, let's buy a crap ton of chicken, and then we'll just split it between the 3 of us. We can make dinners together if we want, or we just split it and we make our own meals.
Yeah, I would say it's common for people to share, but I don't think the majority does
I don't
it.
think many people do that.
'Cause
Okay.
That's from my experience.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I can get by doing like 75 a week.
Okay.
Whoa.
Or no, maybe 75 every 2 weeks. I don't go to the store
Dang,
too
Walker.
often, but
Good.
I also eat out too much. So, yeah.
So there's some trade-offs.
Yeah, there's some
yeah.
trade-offs.
Yeah, everyone there's going to be like a trade-off because like, I mean, if you think about it, eating a doors of pizza is not so expensive. Like if you can do it in
Especially
2
if you're just
meals,
getting like a pepperoni pizza.
right?
Yeah.
It's like
2
$9
meals for $9, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
as far as eating out goes. But I mean, if we played around with some numbers, groceries, thinking like, imagine you eat like 3 eggs and a piece of toast for breakfast every day, ramen for lunch, and like chicken and rice for dinner. That's probably like only $3 a day. Like
Yeah.
if you add all that up, it's not really that much. Like multiply that by a month. How much is that? Wait, 3
Yeah.
times 30? $90. Like on the frugalist side, you could probably be eating for $90 a month in groceries, which is crazy.
That's nuts.
But
That's
I
also
mean,
eating
all
the
those
same
like,
kind of thing every single day. For
Yeah.
yeah.
of
I mean,
course.
obviously no one wants to do that,
Yeah.
but
But she's saying if you needed to.
if you
If you
needed
need
to.
to,
yeah.
So we definitely can't put a number below that on this budget. The
I'd
national
say-
average says
Yeah,
like I don't know, these national numbers are a little bit different, but it's like households should have like 300 in groceries per person. But I would say that's not on the frugal side. Like that's the party pack of Oreos number and the sodas. So
I think we'd be, if we wanted to be safe, we could put like, I'd say we're between 25 and 50 a week for groceries.
25's kind of low.
I think
Like
25
remember
is
that
really low for
$3 a
groceries.
day
Yeah,
thing?
I
Like
feel like
that's
that's
Okay, you're right. Okay,
3
let's go with
times 7.
50.
Yeah, I would say 50 at least a week.
okay. So like
So that's 200 a month.
200 a month, and then
Okay,
let's give them eating out because I mean we're in college. Every Friday you're hanging out with people.
And
FHE
sometimes
you're
you
probably
just don't
going
feel like
out.
cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't want to cook. Sometimes Dorza is really tempting you. So okay,
I
eating
freaking
out.
love doors.
Yeah, you can't tell Rachel.
Like I love that that's the example because I'm like, but we can make it 2 meals and get a $15 pizza for like the good.
And if
good
you pick it up, like if you order it and then pick it up
You get a free
yourself,
drink?
you get a drink or like a brownie.
brownie.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, the benefits. Okay, eating out. What if we give them 100? I think we have room
100
for
a
that.
month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's super reasonable.
Does that seem
And
reasonable?
I feel like,
Like
that's
with
on
all
the
the
high end.
Yeah, that's on the
camaraderie of
high end.
eating
I
with
feel-
people.
Yeah, I feel like my parents typically told me to eat out less than 10 times a month because I could get like a bunch of Chick-fil-A with $100 a month.
It's true.
That's like 10 different times almost.
So maybe you like $50 a month for that and then $50 a month for dating. Like you
That's a
split
good idea.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a good idea.
Because I'm like, I
Hear me
think
out.
I could see
Yeah.
that if I was like actively single going on dates and then maybe I'm buying a bunch of ice cream or maybe
Mhm.
Yeah.
going out to pizza or whatever. Maybe
I
I'm
like
going to
these-
Fat Cats bowling.
I like those numbers. And like the advice that my finance professor gives to all the married couples is like, if you want to be going on dates, like put that in your budget.
Mhm.
I think the same thing. If you're single and looking for someone, like put a dating line in your budget
That's
so that
awesome.
you can plan and feel comfortable spending money on some girls or
I
something
like
like
that.
Before we go on, I can see where people would be like, all right, I'm done with this because that's way too low. If those numbers seem way too low, I think in the nicest way possible, there's got to be some reevaluating. Because I think, I at least for
Everyone's
me-
going to be different.
right. Everyone's gonna
Yeah.
be different, but you have to, if you're really tight on money, and you're at the point where you have to like, I don't know, I'm not at the point because you should be making sure you know where every dollar's going. But if this is seeming like, dang, that's really low, there's no way you can survive off of that. I think you have to kind of evaluate what you're spending your stuff on, right? So instead of getting like the
Pokemon
name
cards.
brand, or, right, or like the name brand of something, you get like a Walmart spoof, or like even smaller, or if you're
Or buying like every streaming service. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Like we,
Yeah. I
we
feel like-
dropped our Netflix like 2 months ago because they just upped the price and we were like, we're done. Like we're not going to pay this price anymore.
And I feel
It's,
like so
too
many people
much.
on campus have streaming services as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people typically use their parents, but I've met people who like actually have like they're paying for whatever service it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. If
I
you're
think these numbers
taking a
can seem
look
daunting.
at
yeah,
at your budget and things aren't working out, it is a time for priorities. Like definitely pay
Yeah.
your rent, pay your tuition, have some food, even if it's beans and rice and beans.
Repeated.
Yeah.
And it's repeats and you have to eat the leftovers. Like look at those things, prioritize, and maybe you do drop the Amazon Prime subscription. Maybe you drop Netflix, whatever it takes, so that you can have some peace while you're in college and doing all your homework. Have some peace instead of worrying about like, how am I going to have Netflix and Spotify this month?
Yeah.
Because I think what we have here is fairly reasonable for like
Yeah.
a single person.
Yeah. I don't feel like we're going way too low
Yeah.
or way too high.
Because I think you could
And everyone can be
realistically
different.
go lower.
yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
like you're saying, everybody's different. And
If someone wants their swig drink every day after work,
Build that into your budget.
build it in your budget. It's that easy.
but also,
Like if
you
that's
can't
one of
be
your
sad if that's what's got to be cut.
true.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that,
No, you
sorry,
go
I
ahead.
just thought that
You go
Austin hit on a good point. Like, you should really reevaluate where you're at. And like Rachel said, like, every budget's different. Maybe you have an off campus job and you're working 40 hours a week and only taking half the credits. Your tuition's going to be lower, your income's going to be higher.
And
so
maybe
there's
you
like,
did summer sales and
yeah,
you
maybe
have
you
a fat bank
off
account from that
semester
coming
you're
into
pulling
fall.
from. Yeah, there's so much. So just like always, know where your money's going. And if you don't, like me, then start now. So
Yeah.
this is your invitation. But yeah.
I think one thing that we also need to consider, especially since we're at BYU-Idaho, which has mostly members of the church, tithing as well.
Tithing.
So
Woo.
that's taking out another 10% from
Yeah.
our income per month.
Let me
So-
add up our incomes. So we have our job pays $10.40 and then plasma $210. If we take that, tithing is $125. I should have put that at the top, but I was thinking about rent already. Okay, tithing $125 a month with that income. Yeah, that's a really good thing to keep track of. The church budgeting tools, like the Self-Reliance course, we talked about this last time in good old part 1. They recommend first pay the Lord, then pay yourself into savings, like saving for rent, saving for tuition, saving for a car, and then you pay your expenses and you fit your expenses into what you have left after preparing for your future.
Yeah.
So pay the Lord, pay yourself, and then pay your expenses, and you'll find the blessings and the abundance, the peace of
Paying
knowing.
the Lord works.
It really
Yeah,
does.
Got a couple like, dang, the Lord is awesome. Like, great stuff. You know, can I tell the story real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I was dating Rachel, and I realized, yeah, this is it. I want to spend the rest of my life, the rest of eternity with this chick. And I had just worked FSY, and I was trying to figure out, how am I going to buy a ring? Because a lot of this money that I was making for FSY was going to go towards tuition, towards housing, towards my food. And I was kind of calculating everything with what I had and what I would have to pay at the beginning of the semester. And I realized I had to make a decision between paying for tuition or paying for her ring. And I was like, frick, this is awful. But before
You didn't tell me about this.
I did not.
You did not tell me how tight it was. For
it was tight. I would not have been able to buy her ring. And my parents were super great, and they were like, if you need help, I'll help you. And I'm like, no, I don't need your help. I can do this. Being all stubborn, but I also wanted to, I wanted to figure this out on my own. So I decided, all right, let's take this to the Lord. And the first thing that he told me was pay your tithing. And I was like, oh crap. All right.
You're like, it's already tight. Did you not see the numbers?
And so I paid my tithing, and literally the next day I got an email from the school, and they were like, hey, so we have like a bunch of extra tuition scholarships. We're going to give you half tuition for the next 2 semesters. And I'm like, yes, because half tuition, the money that I was getting back for the half tuition covered her
my
ring.
ring.
Heck yeah.
And so I was able to go to school, pay tuition, and buy her engagement ring. So
gosh.
tithing's real, and it's super cool. Like just the blessings that come from it. I think that is one of the most important things on your that you should consider on your budget.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, 100%. Let's move to the next big category is transportation. So Rexburg is kind of small. You can make it walking, but what if our student has a car or wants to save for a car? What do we think? Do
Cars are
most students
expensive.
have a car here?
I would say most students have a car, yeah.
Okay. How often do students drive? What would people say? Like,
I'd say to go to the store, like to go to Walmart.
I say to go
It's
grocery
really just to
shopping
go to
or like
Walmart.
down to Idaho Falls for like a Costco run or for a
Yeah.
mall run
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, people do drive to campus, but like the drive is so short no matter where you live in town.
Mm-hmm.
that,
so like the parking pass when you get to campus, is that really worth the couple minutes you're saving walking?
I wouldn't say
I don't
so.
know.
I don't know.
Especially if you're already paying for a parking, especially, and we're talking about a single student here. Because I mean,
Yes.
single housing,
A married budget will look different.
yeah, single housing is so much. I mean, Rexburg is small, like you were saying. You can pretty much walk anywhere, but it's closer than like most everything else. Like they're all like 10-minute walks at most.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
And I mean, yeah, if you get to a place where
Yeah.
you're running out of money, like walk, bike, there's so many ways. But let's
Yeah.
say our student pays for gas.
Mm-hmm.
What are we thinking? 2 tanks a month? Maybe like
I'm trying to
60,
think,
70
I
bucks?
think for me this semester, because circumstances with a bunch of things breaking, like
His
my
laptop broke.
my car.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I didn't know you were
Big ones.
But basically, I think this semester I've only had to buy gas once, and I don't even remember where I drove.
And you
but-
have a Honda
No, I have a Mazda.
Mazda. Okay,
Mazda
okay.
6, yeah. So I mean, it's pretty good with gas. But I feel like most students can get by if they're not driving anywhere but like just in town every couple days. I think they can get by with maybe 1 or 2 tanks a semester.
A
I'd say a month.
semester?
I would say
a
a
month as
yeah.
well.
I mean that all depends on how much you're driving. But like for me, I've this entire semester, which it's been almost 2 months, or maybe 2.5 months, I've only ever actually gotten 1 tank of gas.
You drove to your friend's wedding in Pocatello.
That's true. I did do that.
So
That's
yeah,
where
I mean,
drove.
if you
That's-
have
that
road
was the one
trips, that's
time
another
that
thing to plan
yeah.
for.
I'm like, what did you spend?
No,
your
that
gas
was the
on?
one time I actually bought gas this semester, and I'm still at like around a half a tank after that.
Like I drive to Rigby 3 times a week for my job. I have another job in the evenings in Rigby, and my car gets great gas mileage, like 35 miles a gallon. Anyways, and I have a 10-gallon tank, and I usually have to fill up twice a month. And right now with gas prices, my filling up 1 tank is just over $40. So I would say like an average of like $85 a month. Like that's with
Yeah.
like a really good gas mileage car. So maybe you add buffer in like 95, 100.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would say on the low end, 50 a month. High end, 100. We could go 75
Let's
for our
75,
average
yeah, 'cause maybe
student.
you have like a truck and it just like eats up your gas. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
You
why
should
it's
be
so
walking
hard.
anyways.
Yeah, you should be walking. Agreed.
All the lifted trucks around campus.
And I mean, other tools like the Walmart shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walmart wants you to go shop at their store, so they will pay for you to drive there on their
Or
bus.
like catching rides with roommates.
Yeah.
Like carpooling.
Like even places like the
Carpooling to
Grand,
Costco,
they have
carpool.
the like
And
they
the
have the
landing.
shuttle. The landing has the shuttle for those further out places.
Yeah.
So
Further
cool.
out.
I think 75 a month is pretty doable.
Okay, so our student has a car, pays for gas. They're probably also paying for car insurance. Let's say they have a pretty old car. Insurance is on the lower end since it's older. Maybe like 75 a month.
I don't know. I'm paying for my own insurance right now. It's more than that.
How new is your car?
It's 2011.
What?
Walker.
Walker.
Shop around, buddy.
Yeah,
I've had this car for like a while.
We'll
No,
talk
like-
later.
No, like I'm currently trying to find better insurance right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like it's gonna be around like between at least 90 to 100. So
Okay. Okay.
from all the
90 to
people that
100.
I've talked to about insurance, most of the time it's around that.
Okay. We'll say 90. We'll say 90. I think shopping around for car insurance is a great idea too. Every 6 months.
It's not fun, but
It's not fun.
important.
But it is important
Yeah.
because, I mean, every insurance company wants you to start with them and then they want to keep you, but they'll raise it just slightly.
Yeah.
Even if your car gets older and really you need less coverage, like there's comprehensive coverage that we just took off our plan for our car. And it brought like our premium way down. And then if you buy the 6-month premium, normally it's a lot cheaper. Like maybe you get an average of $10 off a month just for paying everything for 6 months. Anyways, car insurance, awesome.
Maintenance would be an important thing when it comes to cars as well.
Maintenance.
Most
that's
of
a
the
big
time
one.
it's unexpected though, so that can go into like an emergency fund.
Yeah, an emergency fund is a big thing. Let's get there in a second. Are there any other like expenses that we can think of that are pretty common? Like, should we put in some numbers for subscriptions or for...
I would say most people have at least one subscription, if not two.
Okay.
Like I have like access to my mom's Prime Video, and then my husband and I pay for one on our own. That's like a really reasonable price kind of a thing. So
Okay, and I forgot phone plan. So imagine someone's paying for like we'll go Mint Mobile because I know that one's like only $15 a month.
There's a student plan as well through BYU-Idaho.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
there's a
true.
student plan too.
Let me see what that is because I think
Okay,
it's really cheap.
before I write a number,
Yeah, and
look that up.
Don't some providers also have a student discount for a lot of their things too?
A lot of the big names do, yeah. I know there are some cheap budget ones out there that like have promised like $15 a month
Wireless,
forever.
maybe, I don't know.
I know Boost promises like $25 forever,
Yeah.
like things like that. So there are deals. If your parents call you and say, hey, get your own phone plan, there are cheap options out there.
Okay, so with BYU-Idaho, unlimited talk, text, and data, they go through AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. They let you choose. AT&T is the most expensive at $22 a month. Verizon's at $20. T-Mobile's at $15.
Okay. Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
So
not
let's
bad.
put 15.
Yeah, for your
Yeah,
T-Mobile.
15.
We've got a frugal student here. Okay. 15 for a phone. Subscriptions, we're going to guess everyone has one or two. So 25, 30, 40.
What? I guess I haven't.
Like
I'm
I'm
mooching
thinking
off
about
my parents, so
I'm
I'm
thinking
trying
about
to think of, like, how much
Spotify
they're-
is 7.
Okay.
Amazon is 15.
Spotify.
I feel like a lot of
7?
people have a Spotify subscription.
Really? I thought they bumped it up to now it's like 12.
There's a student plan.
Oh yeah, but that only lasts for 4 years. So if you're in school longer than that, you don't get the student
True.
anymore, which is where I'm at. So that's why I'm like, it's $7. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when it was $7.
Luckily, there's a student plan.
And with the student plan, you get Hulu
Yeah, it's Spotify and Hulu.
Oh,
for like
Whoa.
$7.99, I think is what it is.
Okay, so
Let's say you
25
have a
for some
student taking-
subscriptions?
Yeah, I would say 25, and
Okay.
I would say that's with like plans with ads,
yeah.
yeah.
like all the cheap tiers.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably hitting everything then. The last thing I would say is miscellaneous before we get to like some emergency fund talking. Miscellaneous, it's important to have one of these because there will be like, you'll need an oil change or you'll need a new car battery, need to fix your laptop. So many different things. A haircut.
Yeah.
Or you'll need to replace your laundry detergent, like just random things like that you don't really have a big category for. The miscellaneous will catch all of those so that it still has a job. Those dollars have a job still. So let me total how much money we're looking at right here. So income 1040 plus our 210 for plasma. So that's 1,250 minus tithing, 125, minus rent is minus 220, minus tuition is 400, minus groceries we said 200, eating out we said 50, dating we said 50, gas is 75, car insurance we said 90, phone plan 15, and subscriptions 25. So we're at a net zero right now. So we kind of did that perfectly, I guess.
That's actually hilarious.
There's also another way to think about this. Like if you do need to put some money for other categories, allot it. Think about your summer job when you're working 40 hours a week, when you're add in some babysitting or things like that. Like you could be considering withdrawals from savings, your savings account, as income. So like, let's say you saved up a bunch over the summer, you can put in your budget, like I'm going to take $200 out of savings each month. Like I know I'm in college, I'm on survival mode. I need to get these credits done. And when I'm out of college, I'll be making good money. you can think like that, and it's totally safe to take out of your savings like that. I would say once you're out of college, count on adding to your savings. Like all year long if you can, but it's okay if you're in the thick of a semester to not be adding to your savings. But thinking about savings, there are big things like an emergency fund. They recommend starting with a 1-month emergency fund. So you think about all your fixed costs, like all the things that come up every month, like have that amount for 1 month saved. And then the next step would be have a 3-month, have a 6-month, have a year saved up. And then like think about your other savings goals. If you want to buy a car, you could have a line in your budget for a car. Say I'm going to put $200 of my income towards a car every month. And when I have enough for a down payment or have enough to buy a car in cash, I can. Things like that. Yeah. What are other things, like savings things that people are saving up for these days?
A new laptop, maybe. If
A
you're a
laptop?
student, or like a new phone, maybe. I guess that depends on your phone plan.
It's a lot of electronics these days is what
Yeah.
people are saving up for now.
Yeah, or maybe you're getting close to graduating, so you're saving up for like a move.
Yeah,
Once
save up
I'm
for a
done and I'm
move.
dipping.
Save up
like,
for a ring.
A ring.
Yeah.
There's a
I think that's
special
a big one.
lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So all these savings goals, kind of like how we took the rent and tuition, all of that, and we kind of averaged it over the months. You can pay yourself, like pay your savings account as an expense to save up for those things. Like if you're like, I need to buy a new laptop in 5 months and I know it's going to cost $600, you average up how much you should be saving each month for that. Call this like a sinking fund. And a big thing a lot of people like to do is have a sinking fund for their car. So like instead of paying the bank every month for your car that you already have, you can, with tons of interest, you can be paying yourself a car payment. The median car payment in the United States right now is like $740. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Wild.
Yeah. So imagine if you're paying your savings account $740 instead of paying a bank, then you're getting interest. So like by the end of paying off a car loan at $740 a month, you're probably going to pay like $3,000 in interest. But if you're paying it to yourself in the form of a sinking fund, like a savings account, you could be making good money in interest yourself.
Yeah.
And saving that money and then be able to buy the car in cash, and then you're not down in debt.
I think
There are lots of ways to do it, yeah.
I think as well, like speaking about interest, just getting a high yield savings account helps a lot. Because if you keep all your money in a savings account until you need it, like until you go grocery shopping or whatever, then you're getting as much interest as you can on that money.
Yeah.
Even if it's a
So,
little bit.
Even if it's a little bit, it still helps.
Exactly, yeah. High yield savings accounts these days can be between 3% in interest to like 4.5%, which is pretty good.
Oh, 4.5 is good.
But high yield savings account, that's the name. Good old Chase Bank doesn't have a high yield savings account, and their interest rate is only like 0.5%. It's like 0.25 or something like that. It's such a small amount that like if you're keeping your good old summer savings in there, it's going to be making you maybe pennies
But if
in interest. But if it's a high yield savings account,
yeah, like I have SoFi. That's a digital bank, and that I believe is 3.2%.
Digital
Right
banks
around
tend
there.
to offer higher interest rates
Yeah.
because they don't have to pay for branches.
yeah, digital banks and credit unions are usually pretty good at giving you the best interest rate on your savings account.
Yeah.
And so like that 3.5% annually, 3.2%, like it can add up to maybe even giving you like an extra $30-$40 a month if you think about it that way.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of fun, kind of nice, and definitely a tool that people should be using.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Wow, this was so enlightening. We're like talking about prices. I'm like, yeah, on average, and I'm in my head like, am I above that or am I below? Am I hitting that? Like, where am I in relation?
Well, that's a solid mindset too. Like when you're thinking about it, like figuring out where you're at, it's something that you don't often think about until it's like presented in front of you.
Yeah. Especially because like last episode we talked about with Rachel, like talking about money feels like really taboo. And I low-key have never really understood that. Like maybe if you're talking about like, where are you investing your money? Like maybe that's a different topic. But I'm just like talking about budgeting. Like I wish more people were talking. Like my friends were like, hey, I just found this cool new budgeting tool. And I'd be like, tell me about it. Like I want to know,
Yeah.
share it with me kind
There are
of a
lots
thing.
of good apps for that.
So yeah, I think this was really enlightening.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming back. Oh my gosh. We invite all of our listeners to do this. You said it's 3 columns.
Yeah, a categories,
Category.
an expected,
Mhm.
and then an actual.
Cool. And then that's how you can start breaking it down and making your goals and figuring out and reevaluating what budget is going to be best for you. So thanks so much for coming back. This was actually so fun. I was just like listening and I was just like enraptured. But stay tuned for our next episode. You've been listening to The Spot, a production of BYU-Idaho Radio. Today's hosts were
Austin Pace.
Rachel Pace.
Walker Flint.
and Abigale Maxfield. The views and opinions of this podcast are not that of BYU-Idaho Radio or the university and are solely the opinions of the hosts. Our theme music is Finding Happiness by DJ Quads and The Perpetual Ticking of Time by Artificial Music. Subscribe to The Spot, available on all music streaming platforms, or visit our website byui.edu/radio and click podcasts. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at BYUI_The Spot. Have a topic in mind? Leave us a comment and let us know what we should talk about next. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.